Hello, it's me you're looking for. It's Dr. Jatun. I am back for day 13. And we are going to keep this thing rolling here at 9 Central Time on this beautiful Wednesday. Goodness. I'm trying to push the week on right on to the end, right? I am going to share this out as I usually do, so make sure that you are doing the same. I hate to repeat this every day, but I know we got some newcomers and some people that forget. So make sure you say hello, give me heart love, give me thumbs up, share this out while I am doing the same, because I wouldn't dare ask you to do something that I'm not doing, right? So take this moment while I'm sharing to go ahead and share yourself, and we will get started here shortly. I am Dr. Jatun, and I hope that you come in and introduce yourself, get comfy, because we have another fun topic for today. I got one more spot to share this, and we are going to start with all the fun that we've been having these past 12 days. And it will not stop today. Not on my watch. Sure won't. Hey, Bashante. Hey, Lakeisha. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, thanks, Keisha. Yeah, I went ahead and got it straightened today. It was looking a little poofy and dry when I was wearing it natural yesterday, so I thought I'd flip it up a little bit. So thanks for that. Let's see. One more share. Are you guys sharing? I've got some hellos. So you did part of it. You said hello as you came into my virtual home, but make sure you share as well. Sharing is caring. Hey, Tondalyn, thanks for joining. Okie dokie. I think I have gotten it all shared out to the places of which I intended to, and then I do every day, because guess what? I want to make sure folks know about this, because there's some good goings on happening every day right here, right? On my page at DRJTUN on Facebook, right? Because I am committed to this 30-day productivity challenge. And as I always say, the challenge isn't just for me. It's for you. It's for us collectively, because it's very important that we increase our productivity, but also maintain peace of mind, which is what my book is about, that I released earlier this year. I always have to remind you it was earlier this year. But because it's December, we're approaching a new year, it was the perfect moment, at least in my opinion, to go ahead and share these principles yet again and remind you, because these are some tried and true tips and tricks that I've used and that never really go old, right? So I know that some of us need to get prepared for this 2018 year, and we don't have to wait until the 1st. So let's start now. I am going to be recording up until the 30th of this month. So I hope you continue to follow me. If you haven't already, go back, catch the replays for the first 12 days, because the book Intentional Living, here's how it looks, how the cover looks. You've got to make sure you order your copy as well, because it will help greatly if you have this to follow along as we continue with the challenge. I'm just recommending that. So I have shared the link in the previous live, so you can go back there and easily access it, right? Download your copy, order your copy, whatever you got to do, but get your copy. Okay, not only for this challenge, but also to challenge yourself thereafter this challenge, because we want to continue, right? We want to continue to be productive in our lives and not just make it a fad, right? We talked about that one-hit wonder once before during these 12 days, and that's not going to be you, not on my watch, not if you're following me. On my lives in this challenge, because we are challenging each other, right? So if you are just tuning in, particularly today, and if this is your first time catching one of my challenges throughout this 30-day challenge, which is, I mentioned 13 days thus far, but if you haven't caught me thus far, make sure again that you catch up, because these principles are intentionally, hence the title of the book, are intentionally, right, outlined in the order of which they have been because they are progressive, right? Not to say that you got to drop today and right now because you didn't hear or listen to the previous recordings. But what I am saying is I want you to stick around so you can get a taste of today. But then you need to go ahead and binge watch all the previous recordings so that you can then catch up and be on track, on the same page with us tomorrow, right? Right? Can I get a thumbs up on that? Yeah, I got to commit to it because I'm committed to it, right? I'm committed to you winning, me winning, us winning together. Hey, Cameron, thanks for joining. Yes, it is a challenge indeed. And I'm holding my feet to it. Holding my feet to the fire. And that's what we got to do, right? We often look for accountability partners, but we got to sometimes hold ourselves accountable. I'm just saying. So the previous 12 topics. So as I mentioned, there are 5 sections in my book. We've already completed one section. We're on section 2. The first section had 7 principles, 7 whole principles, right? And they were trying to get your mind right because we got to get our mind right in order for us to be productive, in order for us to act, right? Because without the mental thought to move our feet, we are more than likely going to stand still and remain stagnant, right? Hey, Jackie. That's my mother, y'all. Thanks for joining. You guys, again, make sure that you are sharing this out. You're liking, loving, doing all those many things that you do as you join and as you like and you find an aha moment. As the old folks say, tune in, eat the meat, leave the bones, right? In other words, find what it is that applies to you and what you need exactly at this moment in your life. And that's what you pull out of it, right? So that's what we're going to commit to. So back to the sections. The first section is shifting your mindset. So we have to get your mind right, get you from the negative Nancy feeling and thinking, right? Because thoughts become things. And what we talked about in that chapter is creating capacity, not feeling accomplished by mere intentions. Distractions are like contractions, developing rituals, closed mouths don't get fed, do more than get it, keep it. And it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame, right? We talked about all that juicy good stuff. And I know if you're just tuning in, you're like, dang, those some good topics. Why did I miss that? I wonder what that one's about. Let me see if that's going to help me. Well, guess what? You can go back and catch the replay because they're out there. So just check me out on @DRJTUN on Facebook. Scroll through the feed and you will find the previous recording. So now we're in section 2 that is called Don't Fail to Plan. And we've talked about the first 5. Actually, yeah, first 5. And those were asking the right questions, not reinventing the wheel, mastering one task at a time, knowing your why, and there's never a perfect moment, which brings us to today. Good morning, Marlon. Somewhere it is good morning, right? If y'all haven't tuned in and caught Marlon on, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, he gonna hop on and say good morning, okay? He wants us to start over. But today's topic is fail to plan, plan to fail, right? And I've mentioned this or at least I've implied it throughout many of these sections. So this pretty much overlaps with a lot of this, which is good, right? Because then you'll get to see the connection with all the principles and how I'm saying that these are progressive, right? That they're progressive along the way as we progress through the book and among the chapters, you'll see how they tie together, how they tick and tie to get you to your ultimate goal, your vision that you have for your future. So as we talk about not failing to plan, right? So the first time I heard this saying, I was at vacation Bible school. I was young, real young, right? I know I look young now, thank God, but y'all will be amazed. But yeah, I was in vacation Bible school and one of the youth ministers mentioned that. It was like the last day and usually they bring in a speaker or, you know, they have this little closeout. They do something different than the days that preceded that. So that was one thing. They were talking about careers and, you know, encouraging us to be proactive about careers and college and all that good stuff. And that was one thing that stood out to me. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And all too often in my life, I realized how true that was, right? And I don't know if it was just me hearing that or me going through the experiences in life of which I did not plan, where I realized the fail, right? That made me wake up and say, girl, you got to get your plan in place, right? What is it that you ultimately want to achieve? What is it that you ultimately want to do and have and be, right? So these are some questions that you have to ask yourself. These are questions that I've asked myself, right, in the past, and I continue to do that because we are ever evolving. I hope you are as well, right? We are forward thinkers and forward growers. So in order to continue to grow, we have to continue to challenge ourselves to think about those things, right? To really do a inner reflection, right? A self-reflection of what it is that we're doing currently, where it is that we want to be, and what does it take for us to get there. And in order for you to know that, right, you've got to do some research. You've got to connect with the right resources, right? You've got to reciprocate, right? You can't just leech off of somebody and their resources, but you've got to be a benefit to them as well. And then you've got to continue to lay out your plan, because documentation beats conversation, right? We can talk about it all day long, and we've talked about the having intent versus being intentional, right? Having that plan is good. As I mentioned earlier in the principles, having that intent is good, but we also got to have that in action, right? So there's a difference between having intent, a plan, versus being intentional, acting. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to first get that plan, though, because all too often we go about life without a plan, just hoping that things will fall into place. Let me take a pause because I see these comments scrolling. Yes, Brashante, you need to get the book. Girl, where have you been? Make sure you click on that link and do just that. Thanks for the thumbs up, Lakeisha. Tondalyn, you said, yes, so true. At this point, I don't know what you were talking about, but thank you, love. I should have looked over. Let's see what else we got. Hey, Carla, thanks for joining. Thank you all for joining. So if you're just joining, I am Dr. Jatun Dorsey. I am an Amazon bestselling author, speaker, life and business coach, professor, corporate chick, all that stuff, right? So if you're tuning in, I want to make sure that I do introduce myself and welcome you into my virtual home. Get comfortable, tune in, stick with me, like, love, share, and let me know what you're thinking. If you hear an aha moment, something that's helpful to you, let me know that. And then also make sure that you order your book, because this 30-day challenge is not just about me, it's about you, it's about us. Increasing our productivity while maintaining peace of mind. And as a life and business coach, I particularly enjoy teaching parallelpreneurs how to successfully launch their business, skillfully manage their time, all while managing all the responsibilities of their day job, while also living out their passion, but in a stress-free zone. See, that means that you have a day job, right? You have a regular career that you maintain, but you also have the audacity to want to do more, right? You have bigger dreams, right? Outside of that. So you want to do more, whether it be obtaining a degree, whether it be teaching, right? A professorship, an adjunct, whether it be starting a business, whether that be a blog, coaching, whatever it is, doing taxes. I don't care. Point is that you are parallel, which means that you have this day job responsibility, but you're also juggling something else that is your passion. And then you got life around all of that, right? So I have successfully managed all of that. And that's what has influenced and encouraged a lot of the principles that I share in my Intentional Living book, which is driving this 30-day challenge. So I hope you continue to tune in, and I hope this is going to be and has been something that's beneficial for you, something that you're willing to share, because we all need that, right? We all need to know how to better manage our time, how to better increase our productivity while maintaining peace of mind, in that stress-free zone. We're overly involved, overly committed, and it may be some things that we truly love, right? But it's time to reassess and identify exactly what it is that's going to get us closer to that ultimate goal, that vision that we have for ourselves, and not just to be doing something just because, right? Because you'll look up, and if you're not tracking your time, then you'll look up later and realize that you wasted time. So I would encourage you to track your time, which is why we're talking about planning, right? Hey, Latricia, thanks for joining, and thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you're sharing this out. You're liking, loving, giving me some ahas and thank yous. And yeah, that's right. Preach, girl. Whatever it is that you say. Bring those good vibes up in here. You see, where is it? Right there. Right there. I'm backwards. Bring those good vibes in. Let me know that you're out there. So we are on day 13. We are almost halfway through this thing. So you continue to stick with me because we are going to push right through this until the 30th of December as we continue to talk about intentional living, right? Increasing your productivity while maintaining peace of mind. Today's topic was, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So who's out there that ain't got the plan in place? But you got these bright ideas, right? These bright thoughts, right? You daydreaming all day long. Where is that one that I have here? This one. Can you see it? Stop dreaming and start doing. I'm just saying. Message. So yes, make sure that you are getting your plan in place so that you can progress towards the action, making these things happen and moving past being stagnant in life and being more productive. Because that's only the time. That is the only time that you will truly manifest these dreams and these thoughts that you have and that you continue to develop in your mind, right? It doesn't do much for you to just sit and imagine and think that you are incapable of making that happen, manifesting that. Your thoughts become things, but in between that, it's got to be some action, right? We can talk about it all day long, but it's got to be some action. And I've said before, you've got to align your tongues, the tongue in your mouth with the tongue in your shoe. So when you're saying you're doing something, I need to see those feet moving in that direction. How about that? So what are you going to do today after listening to this video? What have you been encouraged to do as far as outlining your plan? At this point, don't think about the action, right? I don't want you to get overwhelmed because, again, we're doing this progressively. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't beat yourself up, right? Follow along as we progress. And we've talked about the mindset and shifting the mindset. So you should have already done those things that I've encouraged you to do, influenced you to do, and suggested you to do, right? To get your mind right, to reframe those negative thoughts. Anytime that you have a negative thought and you're talking yourself out of something before you even have the opportunity to try it, let's reframe that thought. How can I instead of why me, right? How can I do it instead of I can't do it, right? So just thinking of things in a different way, that's how we're starting this thing. That was a summary of a whole 7 videos that I just said. So you need to go back and listen to those replays so that you make sure you get every intricate detail and get your copy so that you'll be able to complete the productivity ponders at the end of each principle that drives your action, right? That not only gets you encouraged by the discussions in the principles, but it also encourages you to think. Perspective, right? Perspective. So it gets you to think about how these principles truly apply to your life and currently where you are right now. Lakeisha, I love that. Action, Jackson. See, I got that tongue twisted. Action Jackson is right. Or like I used to say, Ready Freddy. All of them. Put them all in the same box. Embody them because it's time to make some moves, guys. Nobody's going to do it for you. So why sit around and wait so that you can regret in the end that you blamed it on, your son because you had your child too early or your kids are in college and you got to pay for college. We can come up with all the excuses in the world to delay those things that we truly want to do. But what is that going to do for us other than have us miserable, keep us stagnant, right? And feeling regret. So why not try it now? What is it that you can lose, right? Which is why I encourage you to set the plan. Because with the plan, there's less risk. Although, as we always say, even with your plan, some things may not always go as you planned, right? It may not go in the intricate positions that you, and the times and the places with the same people that you planned. But the thing is, you've got a plan. Feed the needy and not the greedy. Yes, we got to do that too. Lakeisha, you are on it. And then Marlon, of course, he got to pop in and say something crazy. Shirley Temple Curls. You are so silly. But yeah, that's why we have to get the plan in place because when we get off track, right? Or even if we start to get into motion, sometimes you identify as you starting to progress that, what I thought this would look like or what I thought I should do at this point is really not what I should do now that I'm actually in the trenches. So that plan is good because you can now go back and say, okay, let me rearrange this thing because this is the path that I had planned to go. But at this milestone, I just realized I might need to go left instead of right. But you got this plan, right? Otherwise, you're just going about it just, willy-nilly, not really knowing where your destination is. So with that, I am going to shut it down for tonight. So I hope you enjoyed today's topic on if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And we are on principle 13. As I mentioned, we are nearly to halfway point. The halfway point. You're halfway there. So there's no need in you giving up at this moment, at this time, at this hour, this day, because as we always say, there's never a perfect moment. You have to make the moment that you currently have perfect. And that's what we're doing. So don't feel bad because you didn't achieve all of the things that you intended to achieve in 2017. And here we are on December 13th and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I got to scramble to get this stuff done. No, calm down. It's okay. I'm here. It's been handled. Which is why you're tuning in with me every day for 30 days so that we can get you on track for 2018. And even though those are some things that you may not have achieved, it's for a reason, right? So now it's time for us to enhance that plan, enhance that vision so it can be even bigger and better than you initially imagined for 2018. That's all it is. Just chalk it up to that. It ain't a failure. It's not a regret. It's just a lesson. Right? A lesson. And that's what we are going to turn into a blessing for 2018. So continue again to follow me. Make sure you share this out. Make sure that you connect with me at drjatun.com. You see my website there on the lower third. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn at drjatun. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to remain in your space so that we can grow together because I am your success synergist. That means that together we work towards that success that you have envisioned and imagined for your future, right? You've got to start with that vision first. And that's when I come in and assist you with achieving that, with getting there. And part of it is getting clear about being productive and what that truly means in your life, right? Because all too often we'll get productive or we'll have these amazing thoughts, but we don't get productive, or we get productive and we get distracted. And we talk about all that in this 30-day challenge. So again, I just want to keep reiterating the importance of you sticking with me because we are going to rock this thing out. We're going to step into 2018 like, what? I've been waiting on you. What? That's how we're walking into 2018. Ready, Freddy. And we're going to be in what, Lakeisha? Action Jackson. So with that, before I close out, guys, make sure that you are following me. I gave you all the handles to my social media platforms. You have my website. Email address is jatun@drjatun.com. Email me if you have questions, if you have recommendations for topics or any of that sort, right? Reach out to me, connect with me. You might want to be on my email list as well. I'm just saying, you can click the sign up on my Facebook page. So do that as well. But as we talk about these principles for the Intentional Living book that we walk through for this 30-day challenge, know that these are principles, right? Tried and true principles. However, I need you to also recognize that there's something else coming, right? It's greater later, always greater later. So in addition to those principles, we have another book coming out. And I say we because I'm the visionary, but we have some amazing co-authors on this book project that are sharing their lived experiences, right, of challenges that they've faced in life. But particularly, what's the kicker is how they intentionally intentionally overcame those challenges. So that is going to be a complement to the principles, the practical tips in my current book, where we're going to actually share lived experiences, things that you can actually connect with, relate to, right? So keep on the lookout for that. The co-authors and myself are already putting out teasers, so we're getting you ready for this early 2018 release. So I'm just saying, you might have to buckle up your seatbelts and get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready, as TD would say. What are you guys saying here? Proper planning prevent poor performance. Yes. Okay, all the P's, Marlon. Go on and bring it to me then, bro. Hey, Tidra, I see you join. Marlon, thank you. Thank you for doing the survey. You know I got to tell the peoples about this because some folks are new. They don't know what we're talking about when you say you're doing the survey, do they? I know they don't, but that's okay. They're about to know. Thanks for the heart love, Lakeisha. So the survey Marlon is talking about, I need you guys to take a couple minutes out of your schedule just to complete this survey, and I'll share the link on the video, and I've shared it on the previous videos because I know you're going to go back and watch the replays as I've directed you to, because you got to catch up, right? So when you go back to that, make sure you click on the link to do the survey, because I know I'm asking you to do something out of the kindness of your heart, taking time out of your busy schedules, right, in your life and all that's going on. So with that, if you complete the survey, you are eligible to win a prize just for taking a couple minutes out of your day to answer 5 or 6 questions, right? Really quick, really easy. Just want to make sure that I am feeding you exactly what it is that you need in order to get you to the ultimate goals that you have in your life, right? I already told you what my platform is about, what I teach and who I teach, right? So what is it that you truly need when we get even deeper beyond the surface of that? So fill that out. Never know, you might win, right? We'll do the drawing randomly, again, a random drawing at the end of this month, and we'll be announcing the winner in January, as one of my great aunts used to say, January. So make sure you tune in and you can continue to follow so that you don't miss out on the opportunity to win, right? So make sure you do the survey. So there was 2 things, right? The first thing was the Intentional Living Anthology that's coming out early 2018. Keep your eyes, your ears, all that open because it's coming. And then we talked about the survey. I need you guys to take time out of your busy schedules, just a couple minutes. You can do it on your phone, your iPad, whatever's convenient for you, right? During your lunch, whatever. Just take your time and do that if you would, please. And I am going to reciprocate the opportunity to win. And then third, as I go into the official wrap up, y'all know I like to continue. As after I say I'm going to wrap it up, I keep talking. And that's just how much I love y'all. But make sure that you're also tuning in to A Date with the Dorseys. That is a podcast with my husband and I, where we talk about the 5 F's. And if you don't know what the 5 F's are, you got to tune in, right? You got to tune in. So make sure that you catch the latest episode that was posted yesterday, right? Date with the Dorseys is the podcast that I am speaking of. Make sure you click the link, catch up on those recordings as well. Let me know what you think about those. We got to hear from you people. We have a contest coming up with that as well for to win an actual date with the Dorseys. So I'm just saying you might want to tune in there too. Win, win, win. You get a car. You get a car. Everybody gets a No, you don't get a car, but you got an opportunity to win something, right? So make sure that you continue to follow and tune in so that we make sure that not only you're getting all this juicy good tea that I'm pouring because your cup is empty and you need a refill. Can I get a refill? And I'm here to do that. So let's see what the final comments are before I go out. I want to make sure I did not miss anybody. Didn't miss any shout outs. Make sure you guys are sharing this out, liking, loving, laughing, all that good stuff, because this is what we do here, right? We have a good time. It ain't just about learning, but it's more than entertainment, right? It's edutainment. Education and entertainment together. So I like to make it a good time as we continue to grow together and evolve as intentional beings. Teacher says she loves the podcast. She's talking about the date with the Dorseys. I'm just saying. Take her word for it. Make sure that you are following and listening, because there's some good stuff there too. So guys, I am approaching 30 minutes and I try to keep it under 30 and 30. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I thank you all again for joining, and I wish you an awesome rest of your night. And as we always say, there's never a perfect moment. Just make the moment that you currently have perfect. Bye for now.